Marty Hubbard. I have Rough Draft and all of 42 Union, actually, which consists of Rough Draft. The Heritage Foundation has their Studio 42 in here, which is the local art studio. We have the event space that we rent out for events. We call it the ER. And then I have several commercial offices in here, and then above we have 8 apartments. But I actually came and looked at this building in its really rundown condition, and it kind of was love at first sight. I love the structure of it. I love the soundness of it. Very sturdy. In the industry they call it, it had good bones. It really has a terrific history. So it was built in 1905, and they made fur coats here. So it was a fur factory. It was called the Worthing and Alder Fur Factory. But yeah, so the railroad, which runs right here to the south, would bring in hides from Michigan State University, which at the time was like Michigan State Agricultural College. One of their catalogs, and they're just beautiful little catalogs, they're not terribly big, on the back would always say, "Send us your Dalmatian fur and we'll do the rest for $10. Yes, I don't know. Were you supposed to skin your dog and then have a coat as a remembrance? I'm not really sure, but it was a thing. Like, they did that right here. They did that for about 30 years, I believe, and then enter World War II, and they actually made parts, some component of the B-52 bomber here. But before I took it over, before it sat empty for 15 years, it was, they made shower heads here. Yeah, so it's done a lot of things.
I'm Carly Hubbard, as those who know me well call me. I'm technically from Onsen, Michigan, which is like a little town a little bit farther out from Hillsdale, but I've gone to school in Hillsdale since 4th grade, so I like to think that it feels like my hometown. Honestly, the start of Rough Draft was a lucky coincidence based on timing and good people. I think 97% of the credit goes to my parents, who have never shied away from contributing to something that they think would be a good or a fun thing.
There was nothing in the town, really. The town had not geared toward the college, the students at any rate. Like most college towns, they are all in. You know, they really do rally around the base of the students, and you know, there's little shops for them and little restaurants and little bars and lots of things that support the college. And there really wasn't. Honestly, there wasn't anything here for that, to meet that specific need. And so my oldest 3 kids always would say, there's nothing for us. You get off campus and there's just nothing. I knew from the day I walked in here that space right there would be the coffee shop. And I started the renovations in October of 2015, so it was a good 2.5-3 years that I spent a lot of pencil lead on figuring out what I could do, how I could afford it, what the college needed, what the kids needed, how I could meet that need.
I remember I was I had just graduated, and I had applied to this job in Chicago that I was really excited about.
You know how that spring of your senior year is? You're putting out all kinds of applications and looking for a job, and at the same time not exactly sure what you can do or what you want to do. And I just said, I'm gonna need somebody to run this coffee shop. And she said, well, I don't know how to run a coffee shop. I said, well, neither do I, but we'll figure it out together.
And then I was like, if I don't get this, I'm just gonna do Rough Draft. My mom, showed me like a corner of the building. It was like disastrous. And she's like, you know what, this would be really cool. And I was like, what? And she's like, it would be a really cool coffee shop. And I was like, stop it, Mom. I'm not gonna stay in Hillsdale. Stop bullying me. And then lo and behold, I was like, gosh dang it, you are right. You're not wrong.
I had gone to all the businesses, being a parent here, and I had built another small apartment building just a couple blocks away from here. So I'd work with a lot of the local contractors, and I did love the people. They're kind and fun and hardworking, just like the students of Hillsdale College. So I wanted to find a way to get them together, to get those two communities together. So Carly and I said from the beginning that our goal was to be that bridge between the community and the college.
There were so many voices in support and so many hands that helped. Like Kevin, who owns Pub and Grub, became like such a huge mentor for me. Like he drilled into, our fridge to hang the liquor bottles. Like this man who I would argue that we're not really competing. It's like very different vibes, but who could be seen as like one of our main competitors is here setting up my liquor cabinet and like teaching me and advising me and like helping me with my kegerator. Like everyone, up the hill, like kind of stayed there. And then everyone, downtown or in the town kind of stayed there. And there wasn't really a place where everybody could just sit and talk or hang out or study or gather. And that was, something that I just really wanted and that I thought was important. Because I think, the heart of any community is just like being good neighbors. Because it is really hard to live with people who are different than you and who think differently and who come from a different place or background. But what humanizes them is talking to them.
That's it. I mean, that really is it in a nutshell, is that, my kids are getting to meet the people of Hillsdale. Apart from everybody that's terrific up the hill, they're getting to meet everybody who loves this place and has maybe lived here all their lives. Not just here for the college, but so the integration is happening, and that's what we were going for.